You're carrying more than most people can see right now, even if, on the surface, everything looks fine. The plans you once made, the expectations you quietly held onto, the worries that replay in your mind long after the world has gone silent, they're all still there, lingering, looping, weighing on you in ways that are hard to explain to anyone else. And then there's that quiet, unspoken fear, the fear that time is slipping, that money might not stretch far enough, that your energy is fading faster than your hope, that maybe, just maybe, you're running out of answers. You smile when you need to, you show up when you're expected to. You say, I'm okay, because it's easier than explaining everything you feel. But beneath that surface, there's a heaviness, a quiet exhaustion, a feeling like you've been holding your breath for far too long, waiting for life to finally make sense. And if you're honest, it's tiring. It's exhausting to keep believing. When life keeps testing you in ways you never prepared for, there are moments when your mind doesn't stop. You try to map everything out. If I just do this, maybe things will finally work. If I go there, maybe I'll find what I'm looking for. If I wait a little longer, maybe something will change. You analyze every possibility. You replay every conversation. You try to predict every outcome before it even happens. You prepare yourself for disappointment, just in case. And when things don't go according to plan, you turn inward. You question yourself. You tell yourself, I should have known better. I should have been stronger. I should have done more. But here's something deeper, something you need to hear, even if your mind resists it. You were never meant to carry the weight of your entire future on your own. Not all at once, not perfectly, not without support. Right now, life might feel uncertain in ways that tighten your chest. Money may feel unpredictable. Relationships may feel fragile. Your direction might feel unclear, like the road ahead disappears just a few steps in front of you. And still, you're here. You're breathing. You're waking up. You're continuing, even when you don't fully understand why. That's not weakness. That's not luck. That's something deeper. Because whether you realize it or not, something has been carrying you this whole time, even in your lowest moments, even in the nights when you felt completely alone, even when you thought you wouldn't make it through, you did. And not because you forced everything into place, but because there is a larger movement happening in your life, one that doesn't depend on your fear, your overthinking, or your exhaustion. There is something unfolding, something steady, something patient, something intentional. Even when you feel stuck, it's still moving. And maybe that's why you're being asked, right now, to loosen your grip on worry. Not because your struggles don't matter, but because they are no longer meant to lead you. Think about everything you've already lived through, the seasons that broke you open, the moments when everything seemed to fall apart at once, the times you did everything right and still ended up disappointed, the nights you whispered quiet prayers, not out of confidence, but out of desperation, hoping someone or something was listening, and yet you're still here. Those experiences didn't just hurt you, they changed you. They softened the parts of you that had become rigid from survival. They strengthened parts of you that didn't even exist before. They taught you things comfort never could: patience, compassion, humility, depth. Here's something most people misunderstand. Life doesn't reward perfection. It responds to alignment, to sincerity, to honesty, to the quiet courage of continuing, even when hope feels fragile. You were never meant to control everything, not the timing, not every outcome, not other people's paths. Your role was never to carry all of that. Your role has always been simpler and deeper: to live honestly, to choose integrity over shortcuts, to keep your heart open, even when life tried to close it. Sometimes things fall apart, not because you failed, but because they couldn't support who you're becoming. Read that again. Because that moment you're in right now, where things feel like they're unraveling, it might not be failure. It might be protection. It might be redirection. It might be life stepping in, because what you were trying to build wasn't meant for the version of you that's emerging now. There are blessings that cannot reach you if you stay where you are. There are answers that only appear when you stop forcing the question. There is relief waiting on the other side of surrender. And surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting that you don't have to suffer to be worthy. It means understanding that your value was never tied to how much you could endure alone. It means allowing yourself to be guided instead of constantly bracing for impact. You've been strong for a long time. Strong when you shouldn't have had to be. Strong in silence. Strong in confusion. Strong while still showing up for others, even when you felt empty. But something is shifting now. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly, deeply. Life doesn't always announce its changes. It rearranges things behind the scenes. It loosens what no longer fits. It slows you down when you're moving too fast for your own healing. It removes what you're clinging to when something better is trying to reach you. You may not see it yet, but the very things causing you stress right now are already being worked on. Paths are being cleared that you haven't walked yet. Timing is being adjusted in ways you can't measure. People, opportunities, and support systems are aligning quietly. Even delays are part of this process. Even confusion has purpose. And maybe that's why worrying feels heavier than it used to. Because deep down, it doesn't belong to you anymore. You were never meant to live a painless life. You were never promised perfect timing or smooth roads. But you were promised something else. Meaning, growth, transformation, a version of yourself, shaped by everything you've endured. And the truth is, you are closer than you think, closer than last year, closer than your darkest moments, closer than the nights you doubted everything. There comes a point where worrying stops protecting you and starts draining you, where planning stops empowering you and starts exhausting you, where overthinking stops preparing you and starts trapping you. And often, that exact moment is when something shifts. A sign appears, not to overwhelm you, but to soften you, to remind you you are not forgotten, you are not behind, you are not failing, you are not late, you are being guided. The same force that carried you through what you thought would break you is still carrying you now. The same presence that opened unexpected doors before will open them again. The same unseen support that held you together has never left, not once. You don't need the full picture. You don't need every answer. You don't need to understand every step. You just need to stay open to the next moment, the next conversation, the next opportunity, the next quiet nudge forward. So let yourself breathe. Let your shoulders drop. Let your chest soften. Let your mind slow down from racing toward worst-case scenarios that were never meant for you. Let yourself believe, gently, honestly, that you don't have to earn what is already meant for you. Because when you choose truth over fear, faith over panic, trust over control, surrender over resistance, you align with something greater than struggle. And that alignment changes everything. You are being taken care of. Not later, not someday, not after you prove yourself. Now, even if you can't see it yet, before you move on, pause for a second. Anchor this moment. Say this, not casually, but with intention. I trust the guidance that is unfolding in my life, and I am being carried exactly where I need to be. Let those words settle. Let them replace the noise. Let them interrupt the fear. And if someone came to your mind while hearing this, someone who looks strong on the outside but is quietly breaking inside, someone who keeps saying, "I'm fine," someone who is tired of holding everything together, share this with them. Because sometimes the greatest act of kindness is not fixing someone's life. It's reminding them they don't have to face it alone. Healing was never meant to happen in isolation. Pain was never meant to be carried silently. Strength was never meant to look like suffering in secret. Real healing begins when someone feels understood, when someone hears, "Me too," instead of "be stronger," when someone finally feels safe enough to stop pretending. Strength was never meant to feel like isolation. It was never meant to look like you carrying everything alone, in silence, while the world assumes you're fine. Real strength doesn't ask you to hide your pain. It doesn't demand that you suffer quietly. It doesn't require you to prove your worth by how much you can tamel without breaking. Because strength, in its truest form, is connection. And hope, real hope, it's not something you force yourself to feel. It's not something you pretend to have just to get through the day. It's something that grows, slowly, gently, almost invisibly at first. It grows when it's shared. It expands the moment you give it a voice, the moment you speak what you've been holding in, the moment you say, "This is where I am, this is what I'm feeling." And suddenly, you're not alone in it anymore. Hope multiplies in that space, in the space where masks fall, where honesty replaces perfection, where someone else hears your truth and quietly responds, "Me too." And in that moment, something shifts. Not everything, not instantly, but enough. Enough to remind you that this path you're walking, the one that feels so heavy, so uncertain, so lonely at times, has been walked before, and is being walked right now by others who feel just like you. And sometimes the sign you've been waiting for, doesn't come as something dramatic. It doesn't appear in the sky. It doesn't arrive with certainty and clear answers. It doesn't suddenly fix everything that's been weighing on you, because life doesn't always work that way. Sometimes there's no loud breakthrough, no instant clarity, no perfect moment where everything finally makes sense. Instead, there's something quieter, something easier to miss if you're only looking for big, undeniable signs. Sometimes, the sign you've been waiting for is the one you choose to become. It's the message you decide to share, even when your own voice feels shaky. It's the comfort you offer someone else, even when you're still searching for your own. It's the kindness you extend, the understanding you give, the presence you hold for someone who needs it, even when you, yourself, feel a little lost. Because here's the truth most people don't realize. You don't have to be fully healed to help someone else feel less broken. You don't have to have everything figured out to remind someone that things can get better. You don't have to be at the finish line to walk beside someone who's still struggling. There is something incredibly powerful about choosing to show up as light, especially when you've known darkness. There is something deeply meaningful about offering hope, especially when you've had to fight to hold on to your own. And the moment you choose to do that, the moment you decide, I may not have all the answers, but I can still be kind. I may still be healing, but I can still be present. I may feel uncertain, but I can still share something real. That moment changes something inside you, because you stop waiting. You stop searching outside yourself for proof that things will be okay, and you start becoming that proof. You become the reminder someone else needed. You become the voice that breaks someone else's silence. You become the presence that makes someone feel seen, understood, less alone. And in doing that, you create meaning out of your own pain. You transform your struggles into something that reaches beyond you. And maybe, just maybe, that's what you were always meant to do. Not just wait for a sign, but to become one. Because the truth is, the moment you choose to be light for someone else, even in your unfinished, imperfect, still healing state, you step into something deeper than hope. You step into purpose. And in that moment, without even realizing it, you become the sign you were once desperately searching for, the answer you were quietly praying for, the reminder that even in the middle of uncertainty, there is still light, and it lives within you.